more.
And welcome to the Dice Summoners How to Play video.
Hello guys, and welcome. I don't know if some of you were here yesterday or if this is your first time attending, but if you were, this is Dice Summoners. Dice. Hello. Just if you're having trouble with own cam in the bottom, you can put a bit of tape over your screen.
Don't get rid of own cam. I'll be showing you things close up to make life a little bit easier.
That is easier. Okay, for those of you who haven't come across Dice Summoners before, Dice Summoners is a two-player card and dice game. You play as a summoner, learning spells and summoning creatures to attack your opponent and basically work their health down to 0. The setup itself can look a bit complicated, but the rule book explains it very simply. There's just 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2. That simple. And if you can't remember that, the rule book will tell you. So there's no need to remember it. What we are going to play today is a quick play version of the game that comes with the rules. If you purchase a copy, we'll send one out. If not, it's available on our website. This quick play version works very similar to our full game, except that turns alternate, and it plays in about 15 minutes rather than the usual half an hour for the game. There's the rules.
These are the rules, yeah. You can get this online. It's pretty straightforward. If you've played Dice Summoners before, it's just an easier, quicker version.
Yeah.
As you can understand by quick play.
So, each game has basic creatures, advanced creatures, mythic creatures, spells, curses, and auras. The creatures increase in power as they go along. The spells tend to be quite powerful, but don't give you the advantage of extra dice that having more creatures will do. And the curses weaken your opponent, while the auras strengthen you. In this quick play version of the game, we play without the mythic creatures and without the auras, because it makes life a bit easier and you can get through the game a lot quicker. You also play with only 15 health instead of the usual 30, and you start with only the 2 basic spells. You still have your 3 starting creatures, but in this version of the game we've added in creatures like Zombie, who have a steal ability that we didn't, if anyone was watching us yesterday, that allows me to steal health directly from Owen. So if Owen doesn't have any defensive shields up and I attack him with a steal power, any health he loses I will gain. So that's a great swing vote kind of card to play.
When you use them, you have to go "Marr." That's a zombie noise. That's some sort of animal.
Also acceptable are vampires sucking things through a straw noises. The game, or each of the creatures that you have in your army, will determine how many dice you get. So at the start of the game, each of the creatures gives you a single blue dice. As the game goes on and you get more creatures and more advanced creatures, you'll get more dice. You'll get red dice, which are stronger and allow for bigger attacks with some of your creatures. In the full game, players can have up to 6 creatures and 6 spells. In the quick play variant, they can have up to 4. So again, it just kind of speeds up the pace of play as well. When you have your dice, you roll them, and the symbols on the dice will determine what actions you can perform. In the full game, you will use all of your dice and then your opponent will take their turn. In this quick play variant of the game, we will take turns taking 1 action each, using however many dice are required for the action, but we will take 1 action each until we run out of cards, or until we run out of dice. After that, the
first player token.
After that, the first player token moves to the other player, and we continue on again.
These are the 2 spells you start off with. In the quick play variant, and allows you to do things like summoning basic creatures, summoning advanced creatures.
But why?
Yeah, I see that. Slaughterize. But why? The point of the game, I assume, is to decrease your opponent's health down to 0 by attacking them, by putting up defense with your defensive tokens on your creatures, stealing their health, healing yourself up. Basically, attack, defend, heal, steal until there's only one player left standing. That player is the best summoner. All of these cards in the middle are completely interchangeable, so you get 38 different decks that come in the box. Nice big hefty stack of cards over here. So if you want to change in and out various cards, you can change out the creatures, you can change out spells, curses, auras. In the rule book, we tell you how to set up each type of game, and we give you 4 recommended setups that make the game very easy, or that we find are kind of favourite to play. But you can use any type of set. If you decide that you really like the attack set, but you're not really that fond of the Velociraptor, you can always take the Velociraptor out and swap in maybe the, what have I got there, in Cerberus. And all of a sudden you've got a new type of game. Different creatures, different spells, different abilities, all depending on what you like to play. The full game itself is nice and quick, only takes about half an hour. This quick play variant that we'll play only takes about 15 minutes.
Does that answer your question?
Slaughterize?
Slaughterize.
Hopefully.
Feel free to comment in the channel if you guys have any questions or queries.
Alright, so in the quick play variant, we both roll our dice at the same time, and then we will take turns. So our starting creatures for the first turn will each give us 1 blue dice. So the 3 of us, so both of us will roll 3 blue dice each.
And these are the blue dice. Lots of different symbols. Where's the other symbol? There we go.
Nice. So just in case you can't see it, my roll was much better.
This is my roll. So I got 3 Mercury, which is, having sets is pretty good. And then Brian rolled 2 salt and 1 wild card.
So the wild card will essentially let me replace any of the symbols on the dice, as you'd expect a wild card to do. But my 2 circle symbols there will allow me to summon an advanced creature, which is what I'm going to do first. Since I'm going first, I'm going to summon an advanced creature. So place my dice down, I'm going to decide which creature to sacrifice. I'm going to get rid of the succubus, so she's discarded, and I'll get an advanced creature. So I'm going to go for the Velociraptor. I'm partial to a Velociraptor.
As you can see in the card, all you have to do is place the dice on the card, and that uses the action. And you can only do 1 of those actions per round. And then the little green symbol there with the extra is sacrificing sacrificing any creature, but usually it's a basic creature. And you can tell from the color of the creatures from the icon on the top right there. For the succubus, it's green, and for stronger creatures, it will be red and purple.
Okay, so I sacrificed my succubus and I've summoned a Velociraptor, which means if I get the dice for it next turn, I have a very strong attack at my disposal. I'll also gain an extra dice, which will be red.
Yeah, I'm going to use 2 of my Mercury, and I'm going to summon 1 basic creature. That will just give me more dice in the next round, and also more options of what to do. And I'm going to pick the zombie. Zombie. Sounds like a dog, but it's a zombie.
So the zombie is a good one. It's the basic creature that has a steal function. So Owen is anticipating me doing a lot of damage with my Velociraptor, and it's going to steal that health back. So with my last dice, I'm going to defend with my Ankylosaurus. So I take my shield tokens and place them on my creature. So any attacks that come towards me can come off shields before they come off my creature, or before they come off my health.
Yeah, the defense tokens have 3 on one side, and then 1 on the other. And you can just flip and change as you go along. Pretty handy. I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to put a defense on a griffin, and I will defend for 2.
Alright, so now we've both used up all our dice. So the turn ends. I'll pass the first player marker, which we're just using the handy reference card for now because God knows where we put our first player token. So this time I will gain 3 blue dice and 1 red dice, and Owen gets 4 blue dice.
Yeah.
As extra creatures will give you extra dice. Ooh, that's a lot of wild cards. Papa likes him a wild card.
I'm going to do something I quite enjoy doing, which is curse.
Damn it!
I'm going to curse someone. So as you can see here, I kind of have I have 2 circles I rolled, or 2 salt, and that gives me 2 options pretty much. I can advance summon like Brian did last turn, or I can cast a curse, and I think I'll cast a curse, and that allows me to pick these 2 cards here. These are the 2 curses in this deck set. There's lots more curses to pick in the main game. The glare, sorry. As you can see, these curses last 3 rounds, and we kind of rotate the card around. One does 2 steel, which is that little red Reaper symbol, and then one does 3 attack, which is that little sword symbol. I want to pick the 3 attack.
Nice. And both of these come into effect at the start of the next turn. By the way, guys, if you like our fancy playmat that comes with the game, we are running a competition for one this weekend. If you simply sign up to our mailing list, or if you buy anything from our store, www.dag.irish, you will be entered into the draw automatically. If you buy yourself a playmat and you win the competition, you'll be refunded entirely for the playmat, and we'll send you out the fancy shiny neoprene one.
It's really nice.
It is very nice.
It makes playing the game a little more fun, a little bit easier.
Cool. So for my first action, I'm going to punish you for your curse, and I'm going to attack you for 6 with my Velociraptor.
So I had 2 defense, so I'm going to remove 2 of my defense, and I'm going to go down 4 health, down to 11. You've started a war.
I have started a war.
Oh, I think
you cursed me.
we're probably already started the war, in hindsight.
Each action on cards can only be done once, so I can't re-attack with my Velociraptor this turn. I can use him for defense if I wish to, but I'll see what Owen does first before
I shall defend for 3 on my Ankylosaurus.
A little late, some might argue. I'm going to use, what do we call that one, Salt?
Mercury.
Mercury. I'm going to use Mercury and a wild card to summon another basic creature. I too am going to go for the zombie because, you know, anything you can steal, I can steal back.
I will attack you for 2 points of damage.
So, my Ankylosaurus has 3, so he simply defends my life points and reduces his defense down to 1. The creatures don't get destroyed at any point. We're literally attacking each other back and forth. So if a creature loses all defense, he's still there in play, but my life points are open.
Cool.
Okay, so that's us. So because I gained an extra basic creature, I gain an extra blue dice. However, now my curse comes into effect, so I take 3 damage. So I rotate that, so there's only 2 turns left on it. 1 damage comes off my shields, and then 2 damage come off my health. Oh ho ho! Lots of wild cards again. Oh, I get to go first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to learn a spell. So I use 2 Mercury and I learn a spell set. So this allows me to choose from one of these 3 spells. I can either choose 2 different types of health stealing, I can choose 2 different types of attack, or I can choose a heal and a steal. Tempting, tempting, tempting.
Yeah. Oops. These are the kind of combat spells that you can expect. Hi from France. What a cool table.
Hi France.
From Elgorad. Welcome.
Welcome, good to have you. Thank you. We bought this table on Kickstarter and then waited 3 years for it to show up. But it is beautiful. So I learned a spell, so I think I'm going to go for the skill set that Owen showed you. So I have the ability to heal and to steal for another 4 points if I wish.
I'm going to use a wild card and salt to advance summon. I have to pick one of my creatures to sacrifice. It's got to be Succubus. She's a strong basic creature, but I think I need something a little bit stronger.
Go on, take the Leviathan.
No,
go on,
go.
defensive.
I'll go this.
Oh, the Triceratops.
Yeah. Triceratops is, first of all, I like dinosaurs. But also, this gives you 2 blue dice instead of 2 red dice. The reason for that is that it's actual defense and attack. They just give you more options, and they're a little bit stronger. So it's kind of more of it's a better utility kind of thing. But we'll see. The Velociraptor is stronger.
The Velociraptor is stronger, but he has very poor defense. So the Velociraptor works like he does in the wild, I assume. Where he can do a load of damage, but by himself, he's not a particularly strong creature. Very vulnerable to Jeff Goldblum's. But speaking of the Velociraptor, I'm going to use him to attack on again for another 6 points.
Size Matter asks what you guys drinking.
Oh, that's just like orange cordial. I wish it was something stronger. It will be something stronger later.
Yeah. In Ireland we have a lot of diluted, so we dilute orange kind of stuff into water and then drink it. It's pretty popular over here. Some countries don't know what it is though. They've never heard of it. I'm going to spend 2 mercury on defending with a Triceratops. Did something happen? I heard a noise.
Oh, Size Matters followed us. Size Matters followed us.
Nice. Thanks. So I've defended for 4 and I've run out of dice. So you still have dice left?
I still have 1 dice left. What to do? I'm actually going to I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to put up a bit of defense because I've left myself very open. Did you lose health when I touched my Velociraptor? And shields?
When did you do that?
A minute ago? When I talked about how the Velociraptor acts in the wild.
Oh, and then you... Oh, I didn't.
I attacked you for 6.
Okay, so I had 3 health, 3 defense, and I lose 3 health.
Nice.
Didn't notice that.
It's important to make sure your opponents aren't cheating. Designs the game, he still needs to cheat.
when he starts making Jeff Goldblum jokes, I stop listening. So because of my Triceratops, I get 5 blue dice, which is, Brian has a red dice, which is a little bit more powerful, but my army doesn't need the red dice, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's your first player token. Oh, a lot of wild cards across the board.
And then your curse.
Oh, sorry, my curse kicks in. And I take 3 damage. But, thankfully, my shields that I put up last turn are still in place.
I will start this off by attacking with my zombie as he slowly crawls over to you and bites into your neck.
So, Owen uses the steal ability, and because I have no defensive shields, it attacks my health directly. So when someone attacks with steal and I lose 2 health, Owen will gain it right back. All the hard work I did getting rid of that health.
And I'm defending, so I don't have to worry about the retaliation.
Yeah.
Your go.
I don't worry about the retaliation for now. I am going to... Oh God, should I... This setup that we have here for the Quickplay game is the attack set, so it focuses very little on defense, which means that I either have to leave myself open or I have to go to town on attacking. I will go to town on attacking. So, sorry, I'm not going to summon a basic creature. I'm going to learn a spell.
It's not very aggressive.
Not very aggressive. Not very aggressive yet.
I'm going to attack you by learning.
The best kind of attack. And I too am gonna go for a steal set this time, so I have the ability to take a lot of health from Owen if I can roll the right dice. Slaughterizer
said, in my country we dilute pizza by putting it in a blender with goat milk. That sounds pretty healthy.
Oh my God. I can't tell
like
if that sounds delicious or awful.
Sounds very sugary. That sounds pretty good. That could work. I want to see that. Send us pictures.
What type of pizza is it? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, do the toppings matter? Is pineapple allowed? I assume pineapple's not allowed if you're putting it in a blender.
They have standards.
How does pizza
They have
blend?
standards.
Take your turn.
I shall advance summon.
Oh.
And I'm going to. I'm going to keep my Ankylosaurus because defense is pretty difficult. So I'm going to get rid of Griffin, who has served me well.
Oh, what happened to never sacrifice the Griffin? The Griffin is.
I know, but I like dinosaurs. So I'm thinking of having just a whole lot of dinosaurs.
Oh,
if I'm being honest.
strategic.
And a zombie. 3 dinosaurs and a zombie walk into a war zone.
I think I've heard this one. Oh, bringing out the Velociraptor. I'm gonna try fight fire with fire, and by that I mean I'm just gonna attack you. Oh no, God, I need to defend.
Yeah, there in the main game there are other cards. Do you want to explain those?
Yeah, and then in the full game you have cards like Aura, which give you a boost to your attack. So you can learn an Aura which allows you to increase the strength of your attacks with some of your creatures or with some of your spells. In that particular case, all of my stealing abilities with my creatures would increase. So if I attacked with my zombie, instead of stealing 2 health, I'd manage to steal 3.
Yeah. And then there's a load. I think there's 5 auras in total. Some of them have little requirements. This can only be used by advanced creatures instead of any creature. So stuff like that kind of inhibits certain auras, but they make your whole army stronger.
Oh yeah, they can be devastating if they're used well. They tend to focus your goals. So if you have diversified with spells and creatures, and then you get an aura that gives you a big attack bonus to your creatures, maybe you forget about your spells a bit, and all of a sudden you're focusing on your creatures. Speaking of focusing on my creatures, I'm going to attack with my Velociraptor for 6.
No, so I'll go 4 defense on my Triceratops, and I go down by 2. The zombie had previously taken. I am going to defend for 4.
Oh, strategic.
Yep.
Yes, I was definitely going to steal some of your health.
I know. Not today.
I'm gonna throw up another 3 defense just to preempt that curse that's coming my way. Since I can't attack his life points directly, my stealing ability would only just destroy his shields, and I'd get no benefit from it.
Which is still strong. Still a strong attack.
Still, yeah.
Alright, so that's the next. That go over. I'll move the first player over.
Okay, the curse comes into effect again. I take 3 damage, thankfully protected by my Ankylosaurus, and my curse is now discarded.
Yeah, you can see that from the symbol there at the bottom. That's our discard card symbol. Yeah.
When you're playing in the full game, each player would take a full turn, use up all of their dice, and then the next player would do the same thing. So it makes the steal ability very interesting because you can attack and whittle down all of their defensive shields, and then you can get right at their life points and benefit yourself. Whereas in the Quickplay variant, where we go back and forth taking turns, if I open up Owen's life points, he throws up some more defense to protect himself. So it's very hard to get at his juicy health points.
Yeah, in the Quickplay it's a lot more reactive, whereas in the main game you have to be more predictive. You have to try and figure out different ways of getting through people's defenses and attacking their health. That's a little bit different strategy.
Okay. My turn. I feel like you're going to steal from me again. You set up your dice in a specific way there. Can I work out what you're doing? Well, one of them is a Velociraptor attack, that's for sure. I suspect one of them is defense with your Triceratops when I attack you. And the other...
I just have to hold up the horns.
The other could be anything.
What is it?
I want to attack you, but I want to get another creature or a more advanced creature, but at the same time that will leave me very open and won't have attacked you at all. Dilemmas. Well, I suppose since we're on a run of it, I attack you for 6 with my Velociraptor.
Okay, I had 4 defense, which goes down. I go down by 2.
Your move, Slick.
Fine, I'll defend by 4. I'll defend for 4.
See, that temptation while I was open and undefended, Owen could have attacked me and really whittled down my health, but he knew I was going to steal next turn and get a load of it back.
Frustrating.
Very. I am going to... You know what? Since Owen's used up a good bit of his defense, let's see how we get on. If I just try to steal his health. Now, I'm stealing for 4, but Owen still has 4 defense, so he loses that defense, but I don't gain any health back. Guys, we've only got about 5 minutes left in this chat. We are going to keep the stream going afterwards, and we're going to move on to a full version of the game. We'll do it interactive, so if there's anyone watching there who would like to play, you're more than welcome to jump in. Just let us know, and we can make the moves you guys decide. The way you've seen it played out, apart from one person taking a full turn, is exactly how the full game works.
Okay.
And the mythic creatures as well. These guys are the big hitters of the game. So because they do so much damage, they require a bit of extra work to get out. So the first thing you have to do is learn a ritual, learn a spell that summons them, and then you have to complete the spell. And once you do, you get out some really big hitters to the board, like Baphomet. He gains you 2 red dice, and he does a lot of damage. Excuse me. As I said, guys, if anyone is interested in Dice Summoners, we are in alpha playtesting mode at the moment on Board Game Arena. We're hoping to go to beta at some point in the next week. We're just fixing the last couple of kinks that we honestly didn't realize were there, so thank you, playtesters. If you would like a copy of the game for yourself, go onto our store on dag.irish. I think Kira's posted up the link there. She's posted up the link to the Board Game Arena game. You can play it now in alpha if you want, but bear with us, there are still a couple of small things we're working out. If you go onto our store, dag.irish, you can pick up your own copy of the game, and you can pick up a nice shiny playmat as well for yourself if you want. If you buy anything from our store, we will enter you in the competition for this weekend to win an upgraded playmat. If you win, as I said, we'll refund any money for your playmat, and we'll send you out the shiny spanky new one anyway. What are the other things? Yes, do sign up to our mailing list. We have new games coming out, which we'll be demoing later this afternoon. A chaotic worker placement called Bumper Bots, and an escape room save the princess or save the bunny type game. Save the princess.
It's called Save Princess Snowball.
Yes. I'm having real trouble giving up. Also, guys, if you are interested in getting a copy of the game for this weekend only, you can use the voucher code UKGE2020, which will give you €5 off anything in the store there.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
And we will be on Discord and Twitch all day. Simply search for Decking Awesome Games. You can find us there. Follow us on our social media if you're interested in keeping up. Just search for Decking Awesome Games again. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, you name it, we're there. We're now on Twitch and Discord thanks to Virtual Expo.
Yeah, and Kira posted the badge in the chat as well for anybody who wants it.
Yes, so click the link, get yourself a badge to show that you were here and taking part.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys.
Thanks, guys. If you have any questions, we'll be leaving the stream running, so you're welcome to join in. We're going to clear this down and set up for a full version of the game. We're hoping to do it interactive, so if anyone would like to join in and play either as myself or Owen, or both, you are more than welcome to. We'll roll the dice and you guys can pick the actions.
Yeah.
We'll try and get closer up images of the cards and the dice so you can decide what you want to do.
You can probably just feed straight into it. If you wanted to start.